The Citadel is a fortress the size of a small city, resting upon a hilltop in the Duchy of Falador within the Queendom of Arkenhorn. It sits upon this hill, shining as a white bastion of magical knowledge. Here resides the Magisterium Arcanum, the centre of knowledge for the Queendom of Arkenhorn, comprised of many mages and people talented with the arcane arts. It also functions as a place of learning in academia, with many established professors teaching their craft, and colleges dedicated to each of the schools of magic. One of these schools of magic has a less than savoury reputation amongst the common folk, that of necromancy, but there are some gentlemen professors. We start our tale in the office of one of said professors. We find ourselves in a room decorated with dark wood bookshelves, a beautiful desk with a oxblood leather chair set just so, a feather quill in an ink pot sitting on the desk at just the right angle, and a landscape picture of the Citadel, so the one would never have to travel outside to see what lies beyond these doors. And bookshelves line the room, a single stuffed crow, and upon a desk, an obsidian skull. There are two men in this room. One, hawkish features, slim, with a goatee and a crop of black hair, spectacles, and piercing emerald eyes, dressed in black and purple. And next to him, there is an unremarkable fellow, wearing a cloak, simple features, like he could blend in any crowd. And they are poring over a series of maps and books. The unremarkable one turns to the gentleman, finely dressed. It doesn't make sense. I don't know where it could be. It's got to be somewhere here.
It's here. I found it.
Oh, you're right.
Here. It was so simple. How could we overlook this? The tomb. The knowledge. We can get there.
It's going to take us a month to get there. And we've got to go through... We'll have to go through the Aegith Woods, which is going to be... Well, it's going to be a time. It's full of elves, for a start. So we're going to need some assistance, I reckon, to get through all this.
We can find assistance. There's many, many treasure hunters willing to go out there and risk life and limb for a bit of gold, a few gems, that sort of thing. If we can get this knowledge, we can revolutionize necromancy. We can prove what we are saying is right all along. Really put our magic on the map, blow enchantment out of the water and get the respect we deserve.
You're right. No, this is it. We've done it. We've got the key, we've got the treasure. We just need people.
I'll get us some drinks. We need to have a celebration for this. I pop out a cork of some fine port I've been keeping under my desk for so long, pour 2 drinks into some crystal goblets and pass it over. Cheers, my friend, to the discovery of a lifetime.
To necromancy.
To necromancy.
You join your glasses together. Right, so thinking who we need. We've got you, great with the arcane, magical prowess. I'm pretty good in a tight spot. Should be able to keep an eye on the pie as a whole.
We have the knowledge. We need the brawn.
I know an elf. I know, but if we're going through the forest, we need their kind of help. I know an elf who at least once was a, I guess they call themselves adventurers these days. One of these, I suppose that's what we'll be. One of these adventure types.
Least civilized. Does she know how to behave? She doesn't ambush and skin people, does she?
This is the thing. I don't know if they will be willing to join us, but I do know they've been staying... Right, the one thing we are going to need is funding, and they've been staying with the Dragonborn. And as you know, they've got wealth to spare.
Oh, do I know that? If they put a fraction of that wealth into the university, do you know how much we could achieve?
Right, correct. So whilst they have the wealth to help us get there, they also... He's big. I think he'd be able to help. I think by the sounds of it, he's dedicated himself to some god, some righteous force. If I speak to him...
Oh, you know I want to keep the gods away from this project. You know that's the reason we're doing this, Nathan.
I know. I understand. You know how I feel about this. However, I feel like having someone with that size and that power on our side will be incredibly useful.
You're right. I've got to get over my prejudice against the gods. I know some need to worship them after all, for the good they've done us.
Well, good. Anyway, I won't bore you with... Look, we have someone big, but also I feel like it seems if they are connected to the gods, there's probably some healing they can do, which will be helpful as well. I can speak to them. They might have other connections. They are from some elven settlement. There may be someone there that can help us. Is there anyone you can think of that might be useful on the journey?
Big, powerful. That's what we need, right? Intimidating.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Keep bandits off our back. What about that strange orc in the library? The shy one.
Oh, yeah.
Into research. Big into books. She's keen. She might be into some extra credit, willing to help us on our endeavors. Zaga, I think her name is. I did her a favor once. She might be willing to accompany us to discover the secrets.
No, perfect. That's great. I think I can get her to join us. You leave it to me. You know I'm good with people.
Oh, yes. I think with her, just mention there's some ancient books, some scrolls, some hidden knowledge. She'll be all over it. As for the other two, just mention tomb, riches. That will draw them in.
Perfect.
They get a part of the hoard. We keep the knowledge. Maybe a bit of gold for ourselves. God knows we'll need it if we want to put our experiments to use.
I can't believe we've done it. We're going.
We're going to change the face of necromancy. We are going to do it. All these years, we're finally going to prove that necromancy can trump the gods.
Right. More cheers. Down the hatch. He lifts up his glass.
Cheers.
Downs his drink.
Anyway, I've lost composure there.
Do you still need that thing?
I believe it would be prudent to have a look into such matters before we leave. It might be a while before I get to have a look at that project.
Don't worry, I'll sort that out, and I will see you soon.
Good luck, my friend.
You watch as he leaves out the front door with full of purpose, and you have a moment in your study to reflect upon the great achievement that you, Belmont Dan Fearfeld, are about to embark upon.
I've done it. I'm going to change the world.